Well, welcome back to Cougar Chronicles. How cool is this?
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's our very first show, and we're so happy to be here, aren't we?
I'm still just absolutely blown away by how quickly we were able to get something like this put together. And just from the first meeting with the opportunity to spend a little time with each other, and just the connection and to have this in place, it's a dream come true.
And our very first guest today.
I know.
It's so wonderful. As soon as, now it's going to take a while to get used to calling you John instead of Superintendent Portney.
That's fine.
But as soon as John, so you said I have the perfect first guests.
I couldn't be more excited to introduce. So I've got Ian Feller and Beth Perkins that are both members of our elementary school, but more importantly, they are the co-presidents of the KREA.
Exactly, and as you know, full disclosure, I had taught here for a number of years. But can you tell us, please, what does KREA stand for? Either one can take that question.
Well, we're the Kearsarge Regional Education Association. So we're part of NEA New Hampshire and NEA nationally, which is the National Education Association. And we're all about promoting great public schools. We're all about making sure that every child, no matter who they are, where they live, what their needs are, has as wonderful an education experience as the children here at Kearsarge do, and as I did growing up, and we all did growing up.
So just to frame this a little bit, right? So we're a public school, as we know, and the union, NEA is the umbrella national organization, and KREA is our local organization.
That's exactly right.
So it's the union, as people refer to. Is that correct, Ian?
Yeah, it's a collection of the educators in the Kearsarge region, so from all 7 schools that we have, or 6 schools that we have from 7 towns. We work closely with the administration, the superintendent. We meet once a month to go over issues or partner together to make the education better. We go to the school board meetings to share information and just partner with the community to make sure that we're doing the best we can for our students.
And is that key, John, working together?
Well, when you look at the importance of a group like this, I mean, that collective voice, and one of the things that we've talked about that was really kind of a hallmark for me is the idea of trying to build that voice. And so to have something like this that's been pre-established is so important because, again, they're in the classrooms, they're on the grounds, they're the ones that are in direct contact with our students every day. And so to have that kind of connection and that relationship is so important. Wouldn't you agree that we have to be able to have those kind of conversations? And needless to say, and shockingly to a lot of people, we don't do everything perfect from an administrative standpoint. And so a place of accountability, as we try to push through things, they are also the keepers of the flame and the faith, and really make sure that we're towing the same line that we expect everybody to have.
So it's the old checks and balances, right, Beth? Everyone's watching everybody.
I teach U.S. government to my 5th graders, and we're talking about the founding principles of the country. And it's a lot about joining together and sharing responsibility. E pluribus unum is an expression that we're studying right now out of many. One. And we're also studying topics like justice, which is big for KREA and NEA. What a brilliant idea America had to make sure every child could have public education. And when we band together and work together to make sure everybody has that opportunity, we can succeed and bring about the dreams that the founders had for this country.
Can you go a little deeper into the idea of justice in education and how you help to reinforce that concept?
You and I have been doing this a long time, Laura, and we always were excellent, but I think that now more than ever, the focus is on making sure that every single child is meeting their potential and having all the opportunities they can have. I have more resources for me now than I did when I was starting out 40 years ago, and that
40
means,
years ago. That's a long time.
That means
thank you. Beth.
We're reaching every child and making sure every child has the opportunity to succeed, can choose from among all the options that they have. And that's justice, where everybody gets the opportunity.
Regardless of your socioeconomic background, your ethnicity, who you are, where you live.
That's exactly
Equal
right.
access for all.
You're receiving, okay.
That's right.
Quality
And that,
education.
more than anything else, is what NEA and KREA stand for. And it's a big organization, a school district, right? There's a lot of people in a school district, and it really pays to look at what we're trying to do through many different lenses, right? We want to make sure that we're looking at what we're doing through the lens of the children first and foremost, but also through the lens of their families and the lens of the educators who are working so hard to help everybody, and the administrators who are making it work.
Now, Ian, during COVID, that lens got very blurry, didn't it? It changed the whole pair of glasses. And how did the union KREA react? I mean, that must have been just a challenge.
I mean, it was certainly a challenge. It changed the way education was almost instantly. So it was just supporting the staff, the students, to make sure that it was equitable for everybody who was going to be receiving the education. It was equitable for the people who were going to be providing the education. So it was helping us work with administration to create something that will be beneficial for the whole community.
That's right. Now, you know, John, as you know, you're the superintendent.
Yes.
And in the years that we've been here, the relationship between the superintendent's office, the administration, the leadership team, and KREA has always been excellent. Good level of communication. Is that important, do you see, to the organization?
Well, and let's not forget our school board. We have
Of
an
course.
incredible school board in Kearsarge, and we are lucky to have them, and we know it. So it's really a partnership among all the stakeholders, and so that means that we're all pulling for the same thing. We're
Right.
all heading in the same direction, and that is equity and justice and a welcoming, safe, happy place to be for all the children in our district.
And with students at the center?
100%. I mean, we talked about this, I think, a number of times, and this group embodies the idea that our job is to educate kids.
Right.
And then our roles revolve as we go through things. And especially, you know, we're in a time period where we know it's tough. It's getting tougher and tougher to find teachers.
That's right.
You know, it's hard. You know, you have more and more empty chairs, and we're filling it with fewer and fewer new faces. Would love for you guys to kind of talk about why is teaching a great profession?
It's great to be with the children. That's what I really enjoy, the relationships with the kids, sharing my love of sports with the kids. It's a great way to give back to the community, be part of the community in general. I love to see the kids in the morning. I love to meet the families. That's why I do it.
So, Ian, when you're not representing the union at meetings or negotiations, what's your job here in the district?
I teach PE at 2 elementary schools, Sutton and New London.
Perfect.
When I was a child, my mom was a teacher. A lot of us have parents and people who were teachers, and I always wanted to be a teacher from the time I was little. I would go to school, which I loved. I would come home and play school.
Oh, I love it.
And then my dream was always to be a teacher. I love everything about school, and I never wanted to leave it. And it is a consuming profession. You give so much to that day. It's a very intense day.
It's tiring.
It's exhausting, it's rewarding, and I think we need to invest now in making sure that it's sustainable. We want to attract the very best people to the profession, and we want to be able to keep them. So we want to make sure that we're doing the best we can to make there be enough of a balance between your work life and your home life so that we can attract those new faces we want and we can keep them when we've got them.
You know, when you think of it, you always think of the teachers who influenced you when you were young,
Oh my gosh.
don't you? And so this is so important, you know, to keep this organization relationship, right, going. What do you do on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? When I went to the last school board meeting, I saw a representative sitting there, right? And so that's one of the aspects of the KREA?
That's exactly right. Catherine Heisen and I share. We take your seat that you held so well, and we share the great things that are happening in the district. We get to be informed about what the school board is working on and what the plans are for the district. We've just been through the budget process and gotten to know about that. We can weigh in if they need the perspective of the educators, and then we can keep our membership informed about where the district is going. We love to have the public there. They can Zoom in, they can be in the room. That's a wonderful way.
Very important, right, John? School board meetings, everyone can attend, whether you are attending in person
Or via Zoom.
or
And
via
you
Zoom.
can go to our website to get the link because we post the agenda well ahead advance, and the link is there. And so that we want people to engage. I mean, obviously the best thing is to be there live, because nothing's more exciting on a Thursday night than the school board meetings.
I enjoy them. I really do. I really enjoy because there's so many good things going on.
Yes, I tell you why. The reason it's true is because we are all pulling together. It could be otherwise.
No,
if it were
it
rancorous
is wonderful.
or unfortunate, we would
Yeah.
drag yourself there.
Yeah.
But it is fun to know what's coming up.
And it's so important to get the community engagement, because again, the school board, it makes decisions influenced by KREA, influenced by administrative data, influenced by different,
Student
people,
and
and we have student voice.
family input.
But the biggest thing is we want our community to have such a voice and to be involved in it. Again, the partnership doesn't begin at the schoolhouse door. It begins in the front of somebody's house when we're picking those kids up and being part of those families. And it's so exciting. It's such a vast difference. Not that we didn't have a level of community involvement where I came from, Missouri, but what we have here is so special and so powerful and energetic. I mean,
It feels good.
it really is just, and people are getting to understand, which again is the whole point of having a show like the Guru Chronicle, where we can really highlight these wonderful relationships. I mean, we're right now, transparently, we're in the middle of contract negotiations for the next round with KR. They're passionate and they're powerful, but at the end of the day, both sides of the table, I think, fully understand we're here for the kids.
John and Ian, I guess I'll address this to Ian. Does it make it easier to have that relationship? So when you're sitting down for negotiations, saying it's important for us to, recruit and retain really good teachers, and to do that we need X, Y, and Z. Is that easier to do because you have a relationship?
I would say so. Like I said before, we're trying to partner together, so we're partnering with the school board, with the superintendent, with the community to do what is best for the district, so it does make it an easier discussion, negotiation. That's what you want. It's not one versus one. It should be together, creating the best thing for both that will benefit the students.
We were speaking before about, what we're going to talk about in the interview. That's the message I heard from both of you, unity. And
That's right.
working together on behalf of kids.
That's right. And we want to remember how supportive the community is of our district, the families and the community at large. They love us. Here we are in this town. We're right in the center of town, and we're a really important part of the community every day. But no matter where the schools are, the families and the community are so supportive of the education of our children. Whether you have a child in the district or not, everybody knows that's the future. And Ian and I get to see the future, and we know it's looking great.
It is looking great, isn't it?
These kids
I
are
love
more
that.
open-minded, open-hearted than any generation before.
So awesome.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
And we're able to reassure people the future is in great hands.
And
we get
let
to
me
see it
tell you,
from the beginning.
we have this many towns, right? And we're all one district, and that's an incredible accomplishment. Before we go, we have a minute or two left. What's the message you'd like to give about KREA and about our district? Again, either one.
Public schools, it's the way.
Yeah, they rock.
It's the way that we get engaged, informed citizens who are going to lead us into the future. That's what I had, that's what my children had, and someday when I'm a grandparent, Laura James, I want to be
I'm a grandparent recently, so waiting to bring that up. But no, it's true. It is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Informed, involved citizens.
Yes.
What do you think, Ian? You agree with that?
I agree.
Who are athletic and
I'm here for all the
active.
sports.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
No,
right.
it's just such a great partnership. Thank you guys so much for being here, for
are
being our
honored
first
to have
guest
been
on
here.
the
Oh,
show,
it's
on the
so
inaugural
exciting.
Cougar Chronicle. So exciting to open up with that, and just being able to highlight the value of public education and really the great work that you both do, both individually and as co-presidents of KREA. So thank you so much for being here.
This has been such a joy. And coming up on
Very
Cougar
honored.
Chronicles, we have two new guests.
Oh, very excited. We're bringing in Taylor Lipinski, our new athletic director, and Molly McDougall, who is not unfamiliar with the district, but is in a new role as our associate athletic director.
That's awesome. Stay with us. We'll be back.